decided to, brave it and speak out now because there's no cure and I need to be part of the cure. But also because my symptoms have got worse, and also because of the last 18 months, which is when I had decided to come out. I was always frightened I'd lose my job, and what happened is I lost my job. My initial symptoms were being on tour, God bless, and finding that trying to light a cigarette, I would get very nervous anyway, and lighting a cigarette I would shake. And I was on tour with the glorious Sophie Ward and Lisa Goddard and they both said, it's like your hands don't seem to, you don't own them. So being like that and realising it was getting worse. But then I heard Billy Connolly on Desert Island Discs and I just thought, that's what I've got. I know it. And of course, it's a broad church, thank God, Parkinson's. So it doesn't necessarily mean the ABC, but it's not great. And also looking at him and the work that Michael J. Fox, I need to step up to the plate. I was diagnosed the same week I was offered Hollyoaks. And that was, but you know, I mean, it needs must. I'm single mum, and Jimmy could not come on tour with me anymore, or and I just also, denial is a marvellous way to pass time. It's just I had to work, and I'm glad I made that decision. Amy, who was on the show, and was amazing girl. I told her early on, and she said, you know, I've been born with a disability. She said, I wouldn't change anything. She said, for me, but she said, you've got to learn. And yeah, it's time for me to face it and to learn. Not happy about it. I'm not exactly thrilled. But actually, to be honest with you, I've made my peace in many ways, in terms of I now call my add-on Parky. If I do too much, or if it will basically shut me down and paralyse my hands won't work. At Christmas, I really did think I was dying when the things were really, it was so bad. Because one of the symptoms you can get is that they call it something like voguing or something, you know, the freeze thing. Well, the freeze thing is basically you cannot move, and you just get this rush of like smoke and sound in your ears, and then you fall, and you can knock yourself down, all sorts of things. So, I mean, there was one day when I had a you know, it's like not great, one of those, and I was quite literally left lying in the street. Oh, yes. I made my day though. I didn't miss a scene. Yeah, and nobody deserves to be humiliated and to feel scared that they're going to lose and they're not going to be able to look after their child. Repeatedly went to the doctors who was saying you're too young. That's worth the price of admission alone, and also it's probably a trapped nerve, blah blah. But in the end, because of my age, they gave me a brain scan, and you don't get away from the brain scan. So yeah, I remember I was on my own at the UCLA, and I rang Jimmy's dad, and yeah. Anyway, it's been very tough on my son, who's been amazing, because when we moved up here, it's like, and obviously 6 years, so he was 11. I'm saying we can't talk about this. The one person who knew was Greg Finnegan, who plays my son, but I've always told him everything. I don't know. But the main thing was that we had to be careful who we confided in, which is not a great way for a kid to start a new life in a new city, in a new school. But you know, he's a smart boy. I've been through quite a lot in my curious life, and the pain's not great. But like I said, it's the times that I can defeat it. And now I'm out of contract from that curious experience. I now know what happy is again. So That's good. I would not swap my world now. Now that I've accepted it, it is such a relief not to have to hide it anymore. It's not pretty and it's not great to be approaching 60, and that's in and of itself in our world. And I mean, other than the fact that I'm over it now, and I'm looking to enjoy my world. I will, now that I'm coming out, I want to make a documentary, Hope, a Quest. And like I said, ask all the left field questions, because that's my top skill. And with all my strange, what I call hacks and distractions, like my chair that bends you in half, or learning, when I can achieve those things, or a great day's filming, or like the photo shoot that we did, and I feel quite proud of myself, actually. So there we go. I'm determined not to be ill. I want to get better, because that way there's life. So I don't want to keep finding out the worse and the worse and the worse, because it may not happen, and I don't really see the point, other than if I can, like I said, if I can meet the challenges and do my best, then that's as far as I've got, really. You just got to head towards the light, so to speak, Sound like a Spielberg movie trailer now, but anyway. Prognosis is not great, but it doesn't mean that is going to be it either. The prognosis is you lose less control of the body you're in. Well, great. I mean, bad times. I couldn't stand up for more than... That was at Christmas. I couldn't stand. I got to know the cats in a different way. They're greedy little buggers. You turn around, you just hear... It's like, that's my cereal, thank you. Things like crawling to the loo, 45 minutes just to go from there to there, but they're damned if I'm not going to do it myself. And then, getting myself back on my feet again. And I think we can safely say that Jimmy Boswell is not cut out to be a nurse. Yeah, it's another push for living a life in less pain, and a life that doesn't mean that it's a slippery slope to an inevitable decline. But let's face it, the end of life is an inevitable slippery slope, etc. I don't know. I can't think in great. I can't afford to think past this week or next week, and try and do the best I can and not give up, because it's called being alive, isn't it? I don't know.